friends, and welcome to Life in Envelopes. I am Jennifer Bleecher. This channel is all about planning, budgeting, paying off debt, and my very exciting journey from full-time teacher to full-time Etsy shop owner and YouTuber. So if that is something that you think you would like to see, then please subscribe to my channel. I would love to have you along on this journey. Today's video is brought to you by my best friend patrons, Iaisha Allen, MamaRhi Plans, and Heather Taylor. Thank you guys so much for your support. I wanted to hop on this morning to share a couple of things before we dive into the budget. One, I have not had time to do the savings challenge. I'm going to do that tomorrow. I'm just running out of time, you guys. So I'll show you how I'm going to handle that when we go to the budget today. Also, there's a couple of expenses, like unusual expenses, that I wanted to explain to you. And I wanted you to not have to just look at my hands in the book the whole time I'm explaining it to you. So first of all, I know this is very confusing, but Jacob is back to working for me. He still moved. He's still in a new town. He still has a new apartment with his girlfriend, Cierra. But the job that he was going to start hasn't started yet, and they keep putting him off, and he needs money right now. So he is going to work for me remotely for the time being. And the way we're doing this is I give him a stack of papers to cut on Monday. He comes to pick that up, and then he drops off a pack that he cut from the week before. So that's how we're handling it. So the reason why I'm explaining all that is they just moved into their new apartment last week. And on Wednesday, I went to their apartment to help him get all of the computer equipment and cutters set up for him so that he could cut stickers for me. And while I was there, I found out that he had been eating just ramen and eggs for like 4 days because he's out of money. They did a great job with, just thinking back to first starting out in life, they did a good job. They had their first month rent, they had their deposit, they had everything they needed to get started, but they didn't have anything beyond that. They didn't have money for groceries, they didn't have money for cleaning supplies, things like that. So he has a grocery store across the street from his apartment, so I took him over there and we filled a basket full of food and food staples and cleaning products and a couple of essential, what I consider essential, like kitchen equipment kind of stuff that you might need that he didn't already have. He'd already gotten like dishes and pots and pans and cups and things like that before they moved in. I gave that to him. He got some things for Christmas and things like that. So anyways, I spent quite a bit of money. I spent $250 filling a basket for them, but I couldn't be happier with that choice. I had the money this week, as you will see. I don't know if I'm gonna have another week like this year. I might, fingers crossed. I shouldn't say things like that, knock on wood. I might have another week like this year. But I know I have the money now, and I was so grateful that I could do that for him. So I did that, and Cierra, so I did that for them. And then also, I needed to purchase a few things for Logan's homeschool, and that came to $50. So there was two big, very unusual expenses, and I just wanted to take a moment to kind of explain that to you before we hop in. Okay guys, let's go ahead and jump right in. In today's video, I'm going to be using the Budget by Paycheck workbook by the Budget Mom. The stickers you see in here are from my shop, my Etsy shop, Life in Envelopes. Everything I use is in the description box below, and anytime I have a coupon code for you, it is also in the description box below. Okay, so I always like to start by looking at my expense tracker. The way I use her planner is I do one expense tracker per week. I usually take a look at the food and the miscellaneous because these are my two top variable items. So I don't like to see a lot of blues and yellows normally because I feel like I have a little less control when I see more of those, but I made a lot of thoughtful choices this week, so there are a lot of those, but I'm okay with all of my choices for this week. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at where the money went this week, and I'm going to be using these budget category stickers from my friend Cara Jo Plans, and I do have a link to her Etsy shop down below. Starting with bills. So Logan's homeschool program, which is called Time for Learning, that came out this week. It was $20. Our garbage, we put aside $40 at the beginning of every month, and we do that for 3 months, and then we pay our bill. Then for debt this week, we had a mortgage payment of $13.17, and I always share this information because when I don't, people ask. So this is for a house in Iowa. It's a 3-bed house in Iowa, $13.17 a month. And then we made an extra debt payment to Capital One in the amount of $188. Okay, so for food, we had $150 set aside for our normal grocery budget, and we ended up spending $158 on that. But then we had a couple more food purchases. I already told you about getting groceries for Jacob, and that was $250. And then Logan and I, we did eat out one time this week, and that was $30. Okay, gas. We got gas this week, and it was $26. Miscellaneous. So we had several miscellaneous expenses this week. First, we had $55 to Teacher Pay Teacher. That was the curriculum that I bought for Logan's homeschool. Then we had a Google storage payment of $22. And I want to double check on that because I'm pretty sure we only pay like $2 a month. So I think that's probably for the year, that $22. But I want to make sure because I don't want to be spending $22 a month for storage on Google. So I'm okay with $2 a month, but I'm not okay with $22. Okay, and then I ended up getting Logan a couple of clothing items. Now, I often get asked, where does clothes fit in your budget? Because I don't have a sinking fund for it. It's not one part of our budget normally. So what we do is, David and I are trying not to buy any clothes. But Logan, because he's still growing, he needs new shoes, new clothes periodically. So this is how I handle it. When I have extra money, that is when I purchase those types of things for him. So I ended up getting him some sweatshirts and some pants. So we did our normal $45 to spending money. That's $20 for me, $20 for David, and $5 for Logan. Moving on to sinking funds. We are now doing sinking funds once a week, and our goal is to put aside $105. Okay, moving on to the savings challenge. Last week, we set aside $27 in our savings challenge. Okay, so that was all of the expenses for last week. Let's head over to the budget and see how it all worked out. Okay, starting with our income. Our income was $438. Our Etsy income was $357. And David's payday was $18.92. So that should have been $26.87, but I'm just going to double check my math, make sure everything was accurate. And now Mork is eating. Sorry, Mork is being super annoying, but I can't. Like I said before, like I cannot have my schedule around his schedule. Otherwise, I'll never make any videos. He'll never let it happen. Mortgage came out, and it was $13.17. Time for Learning came out, and it was $20. Aspen came out, and it was $40. And then our SUV, did I write that one down? I think I forgot to write that down. It did come out, and that was a bill. So let me write that down. Okay, so that did come out. It's on the budget to come out at the end of the month. If you look here, it's supposed to come out week 4, but it ended up coming out week 1. So let's go ahead and mark off everything that came out. So our mortgage came out, Time for Learning, Aspen, and the SUV. So let me see all together how much that was. $14.95. So $26.87 minus $14.95. That is $11.92. Okay, moving on to our variable categories here. So for spending, that was exactly $45. Food was quite a bit more. I've already calculated this on the expense tracker, so let me go back and see how much we spent on food. $438. Holy shamoly, but $250 of that was for Jacob's groceries. Okay, gas, we ended up spending more money on gas than I budgeted. We ended up spending $26 on gas. And miscellaneous, we went way above our $10 goal. Let me see how much we spent on miscellaneous. $181. Then our savings challenge was actually $27. So let's add up all of our variable expenses and see how much we spent in that category this week. Okay, $717. Okay, so we had $11.92 and we spent $717 on our variable expenses. That is $475 that we have remaining. Okay, moving up to our sinking funds. So we're starting with $475, and then we stuck these together last week. So we ended up putting exactly this amount in each envelope, which was $105 altogether. So $475 minus $105 would be $370. Yeah, that would be $370. So we're bringing that down to our business debt. We ended up putting $188 towards that, which is Capital One. I think I'm gonna change the name of this to Capital One, because when I put business debt, I think it confuses people. They think I should use business money to pay that, and I actually am using business money to pay that because I'm a sole proprietor, but it's very complicated. So I think just to make things easier for people to understand, I'm just going to write Capital One. Okay, so 370 minus 188, that is 182, which is not as much as I originally planned to roll over, but we have a good amount of income next week, week 2, to work with, so I think we're still going to be okay. Let's take a look at week 2. Okay, so starting with our rollover amount was 182, so we're budgeting 182. Okay, so let's find out how much we made in Etsy and Patreon. We want to take a look at the take-home pay. We made $14.03. That's the amount that we got to bring home this week. So as you can see, it was quite a bit. My goal is $350, so very happy with that. Okay, so let me add all this together and see how much we have to work with. 182 plus 1403, that is 1585. So we have 1585 to work with. Okay, so let's take a look at the bills that we need to pay in week 2. So week 2, we need to pay MetroNet for $89. We need to pay Google Fi for $52, Netflix for $15, and the City of Ames for $274. So that city bill covers our water and our power. So let's see all together how much that's going to be. $431. Okay, so let's take $1585 and we'll take $1431 away from that and see what we have left over. Okay, we have a remaining amount of $1154. So what I'm writing here is how much we still need to pay bills this month. So last week we needed, okay, so we need total for the month, we need $2,142. Let's see. $2,142. We already spent $14.95, so we still need $647 to help us pay bills. We'll do more with this at the end when we get to the rollover amount. Moving down to our variable expenses or our cash envelopes, we have $1154 to work with. So let me go ahead and grab those and we will stuff them together right now. Okay, I'm going to start by taking out the take-home pay. For spending, we need $45. That's 20 for me, 20 for David, and 5 for Logan. So 20 for me, and I only have $4 left. So it's a big spending week for us. Okay, and then we need 20 for David, so I'm going to set that aside for him, and then we need 5 for Logan. And Logan's up to 15. I really need to give this to him so he can put it in his own wallet, keep track of it. Okay, so that is done. Food, we spent $150 on food yesterday, so I already grabbed the $150 out of here to cover that. Gas, we're going to put $20 in our gas envelope today. Miscellaneous and savings challenge. I did not do the savings challenge yet. I am going to do it, so we'll put the actual amount here when that happens, and that's going to come out of our miscellaneous envelope. But let's do our sinking funds first, and then we'll see what we have left over to put in the miscellaneous envelope. So let's do sinking funds now. So as far as keeping track of the sinking funds go, I decided to pull this out. I purchased this a few years ago actually from Erin Condren, and it says cash envelopes at the bottom. It's just a notebook, and I was going to use it to track my cash envelopes, and then I just never did. I ended up going a different direction, so I'm going to use it now. Okay, so let's see how much we have to start with for birthdays. So we have 20, 30, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65. So we have $65 currently in our envelope for birthdays, and today we're going to add $5. So that will make our new total $70. Okay, next is car maintenance. Let's see how much we have to start with. 100, 200, 300, 400, 420, 430, 435, 440, 445, 450, 455. So we have 455. By the way, guys, double check my math here. I am notorious for miscounting, so let me know if I make any mistakes. Okay, so for car maintenance, today we're going to add $10. Which means our new total will be $455. I'm not even going to bother double counting this because I know you guys will count along with me and you'll let me know if I made any mistakes. So save me some time. Okay, car registration. We have 1, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100, 110, 115. So we have 115 to start. And today we're going to add 10, bringing our new total to 125. Okay, next is Christmas. So we have 50, 60, 65, and today we're going to add 15. So 65, we're going to add 15. So that is a total of $80. Okay, memberships. So we have 55, and today we're going to add 5. So we have 55. Today we're going to add 5, bringing our total to 60. Okay, vacation fund. So let's see how much we had to start with. 1, 2, 250, 260, 265, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. So 270 to start with. And today we're going to add 25. Oh, by the way, these gorgeous glittery cash envelopes, they come from my friend Iaisha Cash Envelopes on Etsy, and I do have a link to her Etsy shop down below. Okay, oh wait. Okay, so I put 25 in, so that's $295. Whew. Okay, that. 1, 20, 40, 60, 70. So I have 170. And today we're going to add 10. So what did I say? 60, 70. So I said 170. Today we're adding 10 for a total of 180. Okay, next up, oh, we don't do garbage. We only do that at the beginning of the month. We already did it this month. And then we had to take it out and use it because it was time to pay that bill. Okay, and then David's iPad, I guess I don't need this now because I'm going to be tracking it here. So I think we have 25, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And today we're going to add another 25. So let me write this first so I don't forget. So what we're doing with the iPad is, now that David is helping me with the Etsy shop and he doesn't want me to pay him, I asked him, like, well, what do you really want? Like, what is something we could save for? And he wants us to save for a new iPad for all the artwork that he does. So today we're going to add 25. Which makes our new total for his iPad $50. He needs the iPad and then the pen that goes with the iPad. Okay, so this extra money will go to our miscellaneous envelope in just a minute here. Let's first see how much money we started out with this week, how much we added, and how much we ended with. So that was $12.10 that we started with, and I'm just going to double check my math. $12.10. Okay, so then today we added 105. So altogether that should be $13.15. So let me add this together and make sure it is $13.15. $13.15. Okay, perfect. Now remember, guys, if I made any mistakes, please let me know. I really appreciate you helping me out like that. Okay, so going back to miscellaneous, let's see how much we're going to put in our miscellaneous envelopes. We have 20, 30, 31, 32, 33. Now, I'm going to put that here in miscellaneous, but tomorrow when I do the savings challenge, that has the potential to all go towards the savings challenge because I do ones, which will be the $3, and then I do fives. So to get the fives, I roll a dice, and whatever number I roll, I multiply that times 5. So it's up to possibility of $30. So it's possible that all of this miscellaneous money will go towards our savings challenge. We will have to see when I do that tomorrow. But in the meantime, I'm going to put it in my miscellaneous envelope. Okay, so coming back to the budget here, let's start with our variable expenses and see what that comes to. So we had 45, 248, and I'm just going to double check my math really quickly. 248. So 1154 minus 248 is 906. I'm going to bring that amount up here. Altogether, this is 105. So 906 minus 105, that's 801. So we are going to, I'm going to reverse these, the order that I do this, because this will be whatever I have left after I cover what needs to be covered. This is what I have left. So we're going to do this next. Okay, so first off, we need to figure out how much I need to roll over to pay my bills or my fixed expenses. So at this point, we still needed $647, and we're going to pay $431 this week, so minus $431. So we still need $216 to roll over. So I had my Etsy shop closed last week so that I could get caught up on orders. And because of that, I am not expecting to make the money I need to cover our variable expenses and our sinking funds. I'm just not expecting anything for that. If I make any money at all, it's going to go towards paying business expenses, including Jacob's income, because I have to pay him for the work that he's done for me. I'm not expecting to make any money, so I'm going to put a week ahead fund here, $350, to cover that amount. Okay, eventually I want to do the 1 month ahead strategy, and I've done a lot of research, and I'm frustrated because a lot of videos out there on YouTube tell you how to get to the point where you're 1 month ahead, like where you saved enough money for 1 month ahead, but they don't demonstrate how you implement it week to week. And I'm a little like, I come up with my own strategy. So once I get to a point where I can save enough to be a month ahead, I will show you how I'm going to implement it week to week. But that's a future goal. So let's see if we're going to be able to put any money towards Capital One this week. So coming down here to 801. So we had 801 minus 216 minus 350. Okay, so we are left with 230. Oh, sorry. I did that wrong. I think it's going to be 235, but I did it out of order. It's 216 plus 350. So that's 566. And then 801 minus 566 is 235. Okay, so we're going to put that up here, and we're going to put all of that towards our Capital One. So what I'm doing is every week that I have extra money in my budget, I'm putting it towards Capital One. So I'm making a Capital One payment every single week until we get that debt paid off. So that's 235, meaning that we're going to end with 0, and I need to update the chart. So this is a chart that I need to update, but I realize I need to actually track how much I'm putting in each week so that I know what to color. Okay, so last week I put 188, and this week, what did I say? We're gonna put 235. So what I do is after I get done with this, I go to my computer and I go ahead and transfer that money right away so that it's no longer in my bank account. So we were at 4097 minus 235. So we are now at 3,862. This feels good, you guys. We started with 6,000 3 weeks ago, and we're already down to 3,862. I mean, gosh, that does feel good. It does feel really, really good. Okay, so all together, let's see how much we have saved so far, or paid off so far. So all together, I'm just gonna make a note here. We have 2,138. So we have saved 2,138. Going over to our chart. Okay, we can color in another square, and I'm just coloring in the month the same color. Our next goal is 2,500, and let's see. Yeah, we're about 300 something away from that. So probably won't happen next week, but could still happen before the month is over because we still have several paychecks to go. Okay, friends, so that is it for this week's family check-in. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, will you please give it a thumbs up? And I will see you all again next time. Bye, everyone.